I'm Tony Sklar with bnetTV. We are here at Broadband World Forum in Amsterdam for 2012, and I am speaking with SoftAtHome's Mr. Arnaud Bensaid. How are you today, sir?
Fine, and you?
Not too bad, thank you very much. It's a great city and a fantastic conference.
Yeah, for sure.
Absolutely. So let's talk a little bit about SoftAtHome, and why don't you tell me a little bit about where you sit within the ecosystem and what you're doing here at Broadband World Forum.
So SoftAtHome is a software editor. We are providing the software for CPEs, so gateways, set-top box for service providers. We are deployed on more than 10 million boxes today, so largely deployed. We have one product, which is SoftAtHome operating platform, that is addressing different markets thanks to 4 different solutions. So the G box for the gateway part, the IP box for the IP set-top box, manage IP and unmanaged IP, the H box for the hybrid box, and a one box gathering all this software into one software solution, one box. So, yeah.
So are these products that are available to the consumer, or is this something that you have to get inevitably through your operator?
So SoftAtHome is really part of the service provider family, as we have shareholders, we have service provider as shareholder of the company, and we are really dedicated to the shareholders, to our shareholders and to service provider in general, that we are selling our software solution to service providers. Could be broadcasters, could be telecom operators, could be cable operators.
So, you know, Arnold, over the last, definitely the last 12 months, maybe the last 18 months, but definitely the last 12 months and definitely the next 12 months, the connected home is the hot topic of conversation. Multiple devices utilizing multiple different functions within the home. No longer is the family sitting around the TV and just watching a single program. There's lots of things going on in the home. What were some of the challenges that SoftAtHome faced getting into this particular connected home market, and how did you get over them?
Let's say that there are a lot of silos. So you have manufacturer silos where you are in the silo with Apple or Samsung. Everything is working very well. If you are mixing, you have an iPad plus a connected TV from Sony plus a smartphone from Android, then it's become difficult to manage all these devices with a unified user experience. What we provide is the ability for the service providers of the world to unify the user experience, to embrace all these different devices into a same user experience managed by service provider, because they have the means, thanks to the boxes that they are putting at home, to unify this user experience. And this is really what we provide and what we enable in the digital home. We are really the enabler of the digital home, in fact.
So why is it that these particular types of boxes have been available in Europe for a little while now, but have a hard time penetrating the market in the United States?
United States is a market where there are a lot of competitions and a lot of players, but some service providers are already pushing their boxes today on the market with a great success. We see the AT&T and Verizon of the world. So they are really pushing this solution. Probably Europe was a bit in advance, but I think that the US will follow with all these technologies, because it's really an enabler for them to push all the services into the digital home. So not being just providing communication services or access services, but they will be able to provide content services, controlling your digital home environment, all this into a single box or in single software approach.
I'm going to come back to the question that I had before, which was, what are some of those challenges that that SoftAtHome had faced in trying to make all of the different operating systems or all the different devices work within a ubiquitous environment, because that's really difficult and still is a challenge today as well.
So we really relying on standards. So we are relying on HTML5, we are relying on DLNA standards, we are relying on DECT-CAT-IQ. We are really gathering all the standards of the industry, because we believe that the standards are really the enabler of a business model for the whole industry. So we are breaking the silos, using the standards, and it's very easy to have a unified customer experience thanks to these standards on the market. So this is really our strength, relying on the standards, working on pushing new standards on the market, and then giving all the benefits for our customers to have this user experience really unified thanks to this software platform that are running in the boxes.
So Arnaud, let's talk about some of the news that you've got that you've just announced.
So we announced with DSP Group that we're working on DEC2LE. So DEC2LE is a new standard for home automation. So a lot of sensors and being able to switch on the light to manage your heating system and so on. So very important because it is the standard of tomorrow for home automation. We are announcing with Lantic that we are ported on the last generation gateway. So very important to be present on this kind of gateway and providing the same experience on all the Lantic gateway. And we are announcing today that we are integrating the Nano CDM from Broadpeak. So we are part of this Broadpeak ecosystem, facilitating the access to the OTT services for operators and reducing the burden on their network. So it's a very important news for both of them.
So I want to actually expand on this last point here on this piece of news, because the OTT players have been getting a free ride against the operators, obviously, and they are almost the bane of the existence of the operators, because they consume the majority of the bandwidth. You know, here at Broadband World Forum, we talk about bigger, better, faster speeds. You know, I've talked to a lot of people about utilizing copper and trying to get faster throughput in there because the OTT consumption is just so massive. First of all, that's not going to stop. Second of all, there has to be some sense of monetization for the OTT players, or some sort of rev share back to offset the cost for the broadband players, because I mean, this is a great deal for you guys, but somebody's got to pay for it.
Yeah, so clearly, so SoftAtHome is clearly, we have all the OTT solution. We believe that the OTT will be a success for sure, but it could be a success for OTT player. It will also be a success for traditional service providers. We believe that the history of the voice over IP in the world, so voice over IP in the US, AT&T decided not to enter this market, and they lost the voice market. In Europe, voice over IP was embedded into the traditional service provider offering, and then they become the natural provider of voice over IP. Over the top will be the same. It will be embedded in the offering of service providers, and service providers will be able to monetize the quality of service that they are providing to OTT players, so that they will get benefits and they will share the revenue, but maybe share also the burden with OTT players.
So it's really nice to see the forward thinking of definitely the European community, and making sure that the services are being able to be offered back to the consumer and even the small business enterprise solutions arena at a great rate, and not sort of cutting off anybody's revenue streams. One last question for you here. There was an article written by bnetTV today regarding the idea for broadband. Is it a luxury or a right?
It will probably be a right to have access to broadband. Yes, because access to broadband services will be the same as voice telephony. It's the line of, it's really part of the life, in fact. We are entering into a really connected world, and broadband is clearly a part of this way of living of tomorrow's people, and even today's people.
Even no, you're right. Listen, even today's people, you know, this connected home is new, but it's not that new, and it's only going to get better, and it's going to increase the quality of life for everybody around the globe.
For sure, it's really part of the life, and SoftAtHome is really enabling to have a better connected life.
Fantastic, Arnold. Thanks very much for taking the opportunity to speak with us here today at the Broadband World Forum. I hope I get a chance for an update again in the future.
Thank you very much.
I've been speaking with Arnaud Bensaid of SoftAtHome here at the Broadband World Forum in Amsterdam 2012, and I am Tony Sklar with bnetTV.